Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Welcome to the May 3rd, 2021 regular meeting of the Board of Education of Evanston Township High School. Can I have a roll call, please?
Laude,
Here.
Livingston,
Here.
Munsell,
Here.
Parsons,
Here.
Rolowitz,
Here.
Teterich,
Here.
Savage Williams.
Here. Thank you. The first item on the agenda is written communication. Dr. Davis, do we have any written communication?
We have no written communication this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is FOIA. I believe there are 5 FOIAs in the agenda. Dr. Davis, do you have anything to add?
The FOIAs are in the agenda, and you can view those responses. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. The next item is comments from the public.
1 second, let me get the clipboard. We have one comment from the public. It is from Kara Rudolph, and I'll just explain how to do this, Kara. Okay. So right up here is the, you can do it from here.
Okay. Do I do it now?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you're on.
Okay.
What we'll do is you'll just click this button.
Okay.
Then I'll turn the microphone on. On your first word, I'll start a timer for 3 minutes. I'll let you
Okay.
know when there's 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, and then so on. And then when the timer beeps, finish the sentence and we'll,
Okay. I won't go that long.
no worries.
Okay, ready?
Ready?
I just had one question. I was just wondering if you could provide.
The mic is not on.
I hit the button.
There you go.
Oh, sorry. Just wanted to, wonder if you guys can provide some guideline or benchmark that would excuse a full reopening in August? Just want some confidence that a full reopening in August could occur for 5 days a week for the kids. That's my question.
Thank you for that.
And while we do not normally respond to questions, it's only a one-way communication, I will answer. We've already published that, and we are opening a full in-person in August.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right. We are at items for action. So the first item for action is approval of the 21-22 and 22-23 school calendars. Could we have a motion for approval, please?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Laude,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Munsell,
Yes.
Parsons,
Yes.
Rolowitz,
Yes.
Teterich,
Yes.
Savage Williams.
Yes. Thank you. The next item is prevailing wage resolution. Could we have a motion for approval, please?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Livingston,
Yes.
Munsell,
Yes.
Parsons,
Yes.
Rolowitz,
Yes.
Teterich,
Yes.
Laude,
Yes.
Savage Williams.
Yes. The next item is consent agenda, which consists of approval of minutes from April 12th, 2021 closed session meeting, April 12th, 2021 regular meeting, approval of bills, personnel agenda, corrections, professional staff certified, resolution granting tenure appointments, appointments to staff, certified and support staff, change in status, stipends, leaves of absence, maternity and paternity, exempt and certified, retirement, certified, and there's an addendum which consists of appointments to staff, certified, support staff, salary correction, summer school, and change in status stipends. Can I have a motion for approval, please?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Munsell,
Yes.
Parsons,
Yes.
Rolowitz,
Yes.
Teterich,
Yes.
Laude,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Savage Williams.
Yes, thank you. The next item is recognition of retiring board members. So, we do have a retiring board member, I guess. If we allow him to retire. This is an opportunity for board members to share if you'd like to. Pat?
Well, I'm happy to start. Really, what I want to say is you're not leaving, so welcome back. But I do want to say just how much I've enjoyed working with you and how much I've appreciated your voice in this room, at this table. I think you just bring so much from your experience growing up here and as a dad of children who are either still here or were here, as an educator yourself, as an African-American man, just you bring so many perspectives to the table, and I'm always interested and grateful for your participation in our conversations. And I think you've elevated us, you've pushed us, and just really in such a good way, always a good way, even when it's a hard thing, even when you have to say something that is hurtful to you or difficult, you always push us in to be better. And I think there's really nothing more we could ask of someone who serves students. So I'm honored to have been able to work with you and to get to know you a little bit. And I hope that part doesn't change, because I really value all that you bring to this organization, to this board table, and what you've brought to me personally. So thank you, Jude. I'm really going to miss you.
Thank you, Pat. We miss you too.
Gretchen? Thank you.
You're muted.
So I'm going to start with a story about when I first met Jude when we were running for the school board, and Jude has heard me talk about this before. One of the things that every school board candidate knows is there are all these forums you have to go to. And in most cases, those forums were very sparsely attended, but there was always a handful of people in the room, and oftentimes after the forum, I'd walk around the room visiting with whoever attended, and it soon became clear that virtually everybody in the room was a member of Jude's extended family. And I thought that was a real bright spot on the campaign trail. I always enjoyed it. And then it came to pass that Jude and I spent a lot of time sitting together at the board table, which was also a pleasure because we could, laugh at appropriate moments, and it was terrific. So Jude, I'm sorry I can't be there in person tonight. I'm not fully vaccinated yet. I'm just shy of that, and I wish I could be there. And even if I were there, I suppose I probably wouldn't be giving you a farewell hug either. But I do, much like Pat Munsell, I do want to thank you for what I think has been a quiet but very persistent voice advocating for some of those who really need it most. You were a terrific advocate on the school board for those kinds of students, and I know they were important to you. And I also want to say that I think you're going to be a terrific fit at YJC, and I hope that this new position you have there is going to give you more time for yourself and, of course, more time for that extended family of yours. So best wishes to you, and thanks for serving.
Thank you, Gretchen.
I'll go
By the way,
next.
that was just a little jarring because as I started my remarks, another image of myself came up on the screen, so I was appearing side by side. And it threw me off, and so I had to, minimize the screen a little bit there, so, and it's doing it again, so now I'm
Gretchen, this is Chicago. You get 2 votes.
really weird. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So Jude knows very well how I feel about him leaving the board or retiring. Is that the word we're using?
That's the word.
And I reached out to Jude before the campaigning process because I wanted him to stay on the board because his voice and his presence is so critical. And, there's just a concern that we won't have that, if I can be honest. And so I was like, Jude, how much time do you need? He's like, Monique, give me a week. Let me think about it. But, I also knew that, you had other plans. And I knew that you felt like your, especially the position and the role that you're in now, you could make a different type of impact in the community by serving the community. So I respect that. I mean, how I feel about, working in the community that help to raise us, right? And the opportunity we have now to give back and to do it in a different way. So your leadership at YJC is critical and just as important. But yes, you will be missed deeply. Our students need this voice, and especially our Black boys. And so I'm saying that to you, but I'm saying it to all of us that we are losing that voice, and so we have to pick that up. Because it's going to be critical, and so just so you know just how important you were and that you will continue to be in Evanston. So I'm excited you're in Evanston. So I'm really thrilled that you're here and not leaving us and staying in Chicago, that you have come back home to do the work. So you're going to be missed, but I know we're going to see each other all the time. So yes. Mm-hmm.
So I've prepared something. And some words that come to mind when I think of you, Jude, are compassionate, selfless, strong, courageous, and determined. These are the words that come to mind when I think of my colleague, my friend, Jude Lottie. Jude, you've always brought your full self to our meetings. You've worked tirelessly to give a voice to all of our students at our school, especially those voices that we don't hear. You're an educator yourself, and I know what that feels like to be on the board. It gives you a broader perspective, and I appreciate that perspective because you understand in a way that is hard to get unless you are in the trenches as an educator, so you get it. Your bravery has always inspired me. Your willingness to have difficult conversations at the board table and offer your perspective as a parent of Black children at ETHS and our community will be missing now. You've helped us understand the impact of race and racism in order to educate and support our faculty members and our students. You've been a supportive ally and co-conspirator of the equity goals and initiatives at our school and our community. You've gone above and beyond in all aspects of your life. Jude, you've worked hard, and you've always done it with grace. I've had the privilege to get to know you, and I appreciate that. I've appreciated your honesty, your accountability, your patience, your dedication to this work. You've always been thoughtful in giving and sharing your perspective. You've been kind, and I know that you are not only a better school board member, that I am not only a better school board member because I've known you and I've worked with you. The one thing that helps me a little bit is that you just said to me, you're going to stay you're going to continue to do the work. You're just going to be doing it over there. So, okay, that made me feel a little better, a little better. But I want you to know that I will miss you on the board. And I have a little something for you.
We can't hug with all like thousands of people looking at us.
Orange and blue stuff.
Yes, orange and blue. All right.
So Pat, in just a minute, Jude's going to be leaving us because you're going to be dissolving this board and reconstituting the new board. But if Jude wanted to say any remarks before he leaves, this might be your last shot, at least at this table, Jude. Yes, yes, we are. One day you're in charge and the next day you're out the door.
Well,
This is one of your shortest meetings.
you know, I didn't prepare any remarks intentionally because I didn't want to get into my feelings, and I'm a storyteller, and I didn't want to be here too long. talking the others off. But there are a couple things that I think that are critical to point out, because I know there are definitely adults listening to us. There may be some young adults listening to us, and there are definitely adults who have children that are listening to us. And the first thing I want to say is to the community of Evanston is thank you for allowing me to serve my community. Thank you. To my colleagues on the board, I have a tremendous amount of respect for you all. It's a thankless job, and I came to find that out. Oftentimes, you're advocating for people and groups of people, and they have no idea that you're doing this. That you have to press on for the love of serving, being that servant leader. For those who have been on the board for multiple terms, my level of respect and appreciation is even on another level, because it's not easy. It is not easy, and I will forever have a tremendous amount of respect for you all for doing this. To Superintendent Eric Witherspoon, I don't even think I can put into words my assessment of the leader that you are. I've seen leadership at Evanston Township High School with the senior leadership team, the faculty and staff. We have the best of the best. I thank you for all of the spirited conversations, but we were able to maintain our humanity. We were able to continue to respect each other even when we disagreed. And I think that's one of the highest examples that we can set for our children. And I think this board demonstrates that time and time again. This is a real short story, when I grew up here as a first-generation Haitian, my father working class, mother working class, my father used to always say, he would sit at the kitchen table and say, I'm not leaving you all money, but I'm going to leave you my name. And one of the greatest honors for me in my life was when I ran for the board and I saw his name all over this town. And the point I'm trying to make for those who are listening, the young adults, those who have young adults, you can do this too. You can do this too. You can run for the school board, being an elected official, being the best at your chosen career or field. You can have a tremendous impact when you unite with those of like mind. and who have common goals. So again, I'm really going to miss you all. If I were to do it again, I would do some things differently. You should be able to reflect on your performance so that you can not only reflect on your performance, but help to advise and support others who have these aspirations. I will continue to be in my community. Recently, I moved back as a professional. I've been in the city of Chicago for a long time, most of my career, actually. And one of the other greatest moments for me recently has been the ability to come back home and serve my community and the youth to help to continue to develop youth and to continue to help them to be lifelong learners. I found the intersection between workforce development and the learning that goes on inside of schools. And my aim with our team, in collaboration with the high school and in collaboration with the city and this community, is to create a safety net for those who are transitioning out of this fine institution without having solidified their plans so that they don't become adults that are disconnected to school or work. The costs are very high when that happens, and we need to be laser focused about trying to catch every single child that comes out of that transitions to ETHS to ensure that they can be contributing members to this great community. So I thank you again. I am humbled by all of you and the work that you do every day, and we'll see you down the road.
I think there is one last roll call. And I am going to call for a motion with the roll call vote to be made to retire the board sine die. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Lawday,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Munsell,
Yes?
Parsons,
Yes.
Rolowitz,
Yes.
Teterich,
Yes.
Savage Williams.
Yes.
And one more, and don't leave yet, and a resolution declaring the results of the election.
Yes. Where am I? Too many agendas here. Here we go. I got it. I got it. All right. Another item, action item. Could we have a motion to for a resolution declaring the results of the election, please?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Lawday,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Munsell,
Yes?
Parsons,
Yes.
Rolowitz.
Yes.
Teterich,
Yes.
Savage Williams.
Yes.
Okay, so now I take over. What I'm going to do is I'm going to administer the oath of office. I'm going to ask that people who I'm going to read the oath to, that you stand by your seat to practice social distancing, and I will read the oath at the podium.
Gretchen, are you standing?
No, because then you will be looking at my belly button.
Yeah, only your right hand is all you need to really.
All right. So please stand, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I will go slow since we can't lip read because I'm wearing a mask. I, say your name,
I, Pat
Savage
Munsell,
Williams,
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge
do solemnly
solemnly
swear that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of member of the Board of Education
the duties
of
of
the
the
office of member of the Board of Education
of Evanston Township High School,
of
Evanston Township High School,
District 202,
District 202,
in accordance with the Constitution of the United States,
in
in accordance with the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the laws of the State of Illinois,
and the laws of the State of Illinois,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I further swear that
I further swear that
I shall respect taxpayers' interests
I shall respect taxpayers' interests
by serving as a faithful protector
by serving as a faithful protector
of the school district's assets.
of the school district's assets.
I shall encourage and respect
I shall encourage and respect
the free expression of opinion
the free expression of opinion
by my fellow board members
by my fellow board members
and others who seek a hearing
and others who seek a hearing
before the board,
before the board,
while respecting the privacy of students and employees.
while respecting the privacy of students and employees.
I shall recognize that a board member
I shall recognize that a board member
has no legal authority as an individual,
has no legal authority as an individual,
and that decisions can be made
and that decisions can be made
only by a majority vote
only by a majority vote
at a public board meeting,
at a public board meeting.
and
And
I shall abide
I shall abide
by majority decision of the board
by
majority decisions of the board
while retaining the right to seek changes
while
while retaining the right to seek changes
in such decisions
in such decisions
through ethical
through
through
ethical
ethical
and constructive channels.
and constructive channels.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good Lord, Pete, my arm is numb.
All right, now I'm going to call the meeting back to order, and I will need a roll call.
Turn on your mic, please.
Now I'm going to call the meeting back to order, and I will need a roll call.
Livingston,
Roll call, yes, here.
Monsell,
Here,
Parsons,
Here.
Rolowitz. Here. Savage Williams,
Here,
Tityrich.
Here.
Okay, next we have elections of officers. And I'm just going to explain this, and then we'll go through the process. I will take nominations for the office of president, vice president, and secretary. Nominations need not be seconded. Each nomination will be voted on in the order of their nomination. And once a candidate receives a majority of votes of the board, 4 votes, the election process is over. I'm going to call for nominations for the president of the Board of Education for a 1-year term. Do we have any nominations?
yes, I would like to nominate Pat Savage Williams to serve as our president of the board. I think she has shown tremendous leadership always, and especially during difficult times and challenging times. And I think she's done an amazing job of working with the district and working with the board. And so I would be honored to have her serve as our president again.
Are there any other nominations for president at this time? Seeing none, I'm going to close the nominations and call for a roll call vote.
Livingston,
Yes.
Monsell,
Yes?
Parsons,
Yes.
Rolowitz,
Yes?
Savage Williams,
yes,
Tityrich.
Yes.
Now I'm going to ask that the new president, or the continuing president, Ms. Pat Savage Williams, assume the chair and continue the election process.
thank you. All right. I'm now going to call for nominations for vice president of the Board of Education for a 1-year term.
Can I do it again? I would like to nominate Monique Parsons as Vice President of the Board of Education, also for her amazing leadership and grace and just unbelievable hard work on this board and for this community. So I would be honored to have her serve as our vice president.
Thank you. Are there other nominations for vice president? Hearing none, I will now close the nominations and call for a vote. We have a roll call, please.
Livingston,
Yes.
Monsell,
Yes?
Parsons,
Yes.
Rolowitz,
Yes.
Teterich,
Yes.
Savage Williams.
Yes, thank you. Now I'd like to call for nominations for Secretary of the Board of Education for a one-year term.
And I'll just encourage the board, I hope you nominate Dr. Bavis, because it's part of his job description.
That is such a good reason. And
So, yes, no. Pete, we would be honored to have you serve as our board secretary. You've done a great job always, but reading 85 comments during public chat on a Zoom call is above and beyond, and certainly will give you a big raise this year because of it. I'm kidding. No, but all seriousness, we would be honored to have Pete Bavis serve as our board secretary.
Thank you.
are there other nominations for Secretary of the Board? Hearing none.
Mary's looking longingly.
I will now close the nominations and call for a vote. Roll call, please.
Livingston,
I don't think I'm supposed to always start the roll call, but I will say yes on one.
Monsell,
Yes.
Parsons,
Yes.
Rolowitz,
Yes.
Teterich,
Yes.
Savage Williams.
Yes. Now I'd like to call for a motion to appoint Mary Rodino as school treasurer of the Board of Education for a one-year term with a compensation of $1,000.
So moved. Second.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Livingston,
Honestly, I really shouldn't have started. Roll call. But I will say yes, it's your lucky day, Mary.
Monsell,
Yes.
Parsons.
Yes.
Rolowitz.
Yes.
Teterich,
Yes.
Savage Williams.
Yes. All right. Thank you all. Okay, our next item on the agenda is approval of resolutions. And I'm just going to read them all, and then we'll have a motion for approval. Resolution ratifying acts, contracts, policies, and bylaws. Resolution designating signatory. Resolution regarding check signatures. Resolution establishing regular meeting dates and place. Resolution establishing dates to review closed session minutes. And resolution ratifying approved depositories. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Monsell,
Yes?
Parsons,
Yes.
Rolowitz.
Yes.
Teterich,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Savage Williams.
Yes. Okay. All right. Now, our next item is review of student election and oath of office for student board representative. We'll start by recognition of our retiring student board member. So this is, again, where we'd like to offer the opportunity for board members to speak. Gretchen.
I can't see who wants to speak, so somebody else wanted to go before me. Anyway, I did prepare a few remarks, and the most important thing to say, Carmina, is that I really did not want to have to center the pandemic in my remarks, except to say that you persisted throughout it, you rose above it, and I'm so sorry it had to impact your senior year in this way. Now, with that out of the way, I just want to say very briefly that you brought a fresh, honest perspective, and use your own words about giving grace. I think you always brought grace to your role as a student school board rep. Your wisdom and your maturity was much appreciated every time you open your mouth on the board. I know that you're going to carry this maturity with you as you move out into the wider world and continue to bring your fresh insight to bear on all the important issues of our time. I really appreciate having you here for me, and best wishes to you.
Thank you.
So first, Carmia, I just want to say that you should write this down because you're retiring from something. That struck me. I'm like, wow, I'm not even there yet, and she's already retired from something. So, no, but in all seriousness, I wish that we spent a lot more time together in an approximate way, because certainly I second everything that Gretchen said. And I feel like we rely on our student reps a lot, and I don't know how it feels to you, but for us, it's really important because you're so involved and so engaged in the school community, and you tell us about all these amazing things that you do, and sort of the interactions that you have with the community and with individual students and groups of students, and the activism that you're a part of is really important to bring to us. Because we aren't in it the way you are. And we can read about it, we can hear about it, but we really get from you a tremendous amount about what's going on in the school and what needs to be going on in the school, right? So you've just done that in such an amazing way this year. And again, I hate to it all be about COVID, but I know this has been a really hard year for you. And I'm confident of that, just because it's been hard for everyone, and for you to be a senior and to be trying to do all those classes, and it's a lot. But you've done it with such grace and with a level of insight and maturity that is just amazing and really, really impressive. And I think I said this to you a couple of board meetings ago, but I just can't wait to see what you do next. And I'm going to follow you because you're going places, and I'm just grateful that I've had even this little bit of time with you, because you really are going to do tremendous things. And I thank you for being a part of us and really helping us, because you really have. And I look forward to all that you're going to do. And hopefully it'll be in a lot more open ways starting soon in the fall. So thank you very, very much for everything you've done for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure, I'll go.
Yes.
Pat is so well prepared. You know, what I appreciate about you is just your ability to show up in your true, authentic self. And I gathered that even remotely, just watching you listen to us and how you responded to some of the things we were talking about, some of the things we said, and how you would interject during the perfect time and find the perfect words to disagree with us. And I appreciate that. And I so want you to hold on to that. And this was a very hard time, you know, with the pandemic, with loss of friends, you know, just everything that you had to go through, and still be a senior and still be a student that was on this board. And you managed it so well. So I hope you hold on to whatever that gave you, this process gave you, because there's absolutely nothing that you can't do because of what you just did and what you just got through. So thank you for saying yes to this, and just enjoy. Go and just get away from us and do what you got to do. Just have a good time, because you deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this has been by far the most difficult year to serve as a student board rep. But this year, we've needed and appreciated your voice tremendously, and we've not been disappointed. You've given us so much. As a student board member, you were the link that we needed between the board level policy and the student body. We needed that link because it was so broken this year especially. So I hung on every word when you gave a report. I was like every word. Sometimes I'd write down what you'd say, and I can follow, I can write it all down really fast. So thank you for your relentless commitment. Thank you for your words, your truth, spoken with integrity and often very timely. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but you would just quiet the room. You'd speak, and we'd all like, as we listened.
Yes.
So I'm sorry to see this come to an end. I feel like we just didn't have the opportunity to get it going, but we've all learned so much. Still, even under this unprecedented school year, you made it work. You came, you participated, you shared, you informed us, you did it all the right way. You made it feel so right. So thank you so much. You've been great, and I wish you so much success as you move to your next wonderful experience. And like Pat, I'm gonna watch. We'll hear about you. So we'll hear, so thank you. And may your voice continue to be lifted up in opportune times as you share your experience, and hopefully this will be a part of that experience, and you share your truth, again, with integrity. And I have something for you.
Oh.
And Carmia, would you like to say a few closing words?
I would.
Here's
I would like to.
your last shot at that microphone.
Okay, so first, I just want to say thank you to everybody who said something about me. It was very sweet, and it's definitely good to hear positive feedback when you're doing something that you don't really know anything about. I remember when I came into this, I missed the first meeting. I was like, they're going to hate me. They're going to think I'm unprepared. And I was just kind of nervous because I've always been really interested in politics. I've been, a busybody ever since I was like 3 years old, wanted to tell everybody off, and have been looking for opportunities to do so in an orderly fashion for a long time. And so when this came about and I ran and I won, I was like, okay, this is the real deal. And I've learned a lot about the political process from you guys, and I've learned kind of how things are from the background, really. Because you can see all of our meetings, from the other point of view, but actually being in it and, talking to Dr. Campbell here and Dr. Witherspoon and administrators, I learned a lot just about how things go and how to really kind of speak to people in a way to really kind of get things done and really get what needs to be done, done. And, so I just wanted to say thank you for providing me that experience and for being leaders, because I look up to all of you guys. I'm like, okay, if I ever wanted to be on a school board, I want it to be like this school board. People that respect each other and listen to each other. Very affirming. I've never met a board more affirming. I mean, everybody has something nice to say after somebody speaks. And, it was just, sometimes I almost fell asleep at the meetings. I'm not going to lie. Very long meetings. But I'll tell you guys everything that I feel. And yes, and before I really have any finishing words, I just want to say that I want to let you guys know that this year, my senior year, it has probably been the hardest year of my life, especially with school. I lost my grandfather. Oh, hopefully I don't cry talking about this. And one of my friends, someone I dated, freshman year and sophomore year, got shot and killed this year.
during a school board meeting. So
Yep,
that was really hard, but I got through it.
that was hard.
And, sorry, I get so emotional.
You're okay, you're okay.
Yeah, it was just, I mean, to come on here, I had a duty to do my student board report that night. And I guess it helped me be stronger and realize that even in the moment where I received the news, I still had to go for it. And I still had to go to a meeting, and I was still gonna be okay. So you guys didn't know that, but you provided me with that. The reality that I'm going to be okay, and I can still do everything that I'm going to do in my life, even though this has happened. And I wanted to speak a little bit about how my senior year, I tried really, really hard to advocate for all of the other senior students. I had a lot of high hopes for seniors this year and for a lot of opportunities to make them feel special. And I did speak to a couple of administrators, and I know a lot of other people tried to speak to them too, and they did not follow through. And I wanted you guys to know that this year, that there was a lot of opportunities to make seniors feel special, and it did not happen. So going forward, I don't want that to happen in any other class. I want, people to feel accomplished and people to be noticed when they accomplish something, especially this class. Shout out to my class, 2021. We've done a lot, we've gone through a lot, and we deserved a little bit more than we got, and we're getting through to the end. But I just wanted to say that before I leave today. And then lastly, just another thank you for just being so supportive of me. I'm going to be going to Howard University for college, so that's really exciting. And yes, you've just taught me a lot and showed me a lot and supported me and been leaders. And just thank you for giving me that.
Thank you.
So if I could just add, you can follow in your, I don't know, you can't call her a classmate, but instead of being the first vice president, you'll be the first woman president after Vice President Harris, so.
Before I stop talking, I have to do my impression of her. Because you guys haven't heard, it's pretty ridiculous, all right? Are we ready? Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. And you know what? As the Vice President of the United States of America, and as the first woman in this role, you really can't tell me anything, okay? Because, I'm the only person who's been in the justice system and who has done all these things, and I'm speaking, thank you. We did it, Joe! That's my impression. Now I'm done. That's my last. Those are my final words.
Oh, wow, thank you. We are going to miss you. All right. Whew, it's hard to follow that. Okay, we are at resolution declaring the results of the student election.
Yes, thank you. I will read those into the record since this is, for the student election. Be it resolved by the Board of Education, District 202, County of Cook, State of Illinois, that the returns from the student election held May 1st, 2021 in said high school district for the purpose of electing one student member and one student alternate member of the Board of Education of said district to serve from May 3rd, 2021 to May 9th, 2022 are as follows. Barbara Tamarazzi, 158 votes received. Eleanor Jones, 108 votes received. Therefore, the Board of Education finds and declares that the following are duly elected student members with offices as specified below of the Board of Education to serve from May 3rd, 2021 to May 9th, 2022. Barbara Tamarazzi will be our student rep, and Eleanor Jones will be the alternate. And we'll need a roll call for this one. And once we do that, it'll be passed, and we'll put it into the minutes.
Thank you. Do we need a motion?
Yes.
Can we have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Parsons?
Yes.
Rolowitz?
Yes?
Teterich?
Yes.
Livingston?
Yes.
Munsell?
Yes.
Savage Williams?
Yes.
Excellent, great. So now at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to say goodbye to Carmia, and Carmia is going to leave her seat. And then we're going to have, Barbara's going to take her seat, and then we'll administer the oath just like we did for the school board members. Thank you so much, Carmia.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service. There you go, Barbara. Just go over there, take that. And if you click the microphone, it'll come on and we'll do the oath.
Right.
Should I stay standing?
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, please stand and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I say your name,
I, Barbara Tomaradze,
a student member of the Board of Education
a student member of the Board of Education
of Evanston Township High School,
of Evanston Township High School,
District 202,
District 202,
County of Cook, Illinois,
County of Cook, Illinois,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
to support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and faithfully discharge the duties
and faithfully discharge the duties
of the office to which I have been elected.
of the office to which I have been elected.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Barbara.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited.
And Barbara has a couple of guests with her this evening. You might
Yes.
want to introduce them.
Yeah, that's my mom and my dad over there.
All right. Okay, thank you. So we are at closing polling of the board. Does anybody have any information to share? Otherwise, I have something I'd like to share. So I'm going to share just a little bit about the process for filling the vacancy for our board. Right now, as of this moment, the board is seeking applicants to fill the current board vacancy. More detailed information regarding this process and required qualifications will be posted on the district's website, so you can find that on the website. Regarding timing, please submit a letter of application and a resume to the board president by June 1st, 2021. The board will conduct interviews in June, and the board intends on selecting a member on or before June 28th, 2021. So if there are any questions, feel free to direct them to me. Dr. Davis.
This will be reflected, the process will be published on our website tomorrow morning,
Okay.
along with like what the applicants need to complete and everything.
Everything will be on the website.
It'll be posted by 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right. Could I have a motion for adjournment, please? Gretchen, did you have your hand up?
I was scratching my head, but I will go ahead and make the motion because it is mine.
Second.
Okay, no, we just do all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.